the Amazing Beer Drinking Man. And today we're going to do Thomas Hooker Chocolate Truffle Stout. So welcome to the Nutmeg State, Connecticut. They make this in Connecticut. It's a collaboration between Thomas Hooker Brewery and Munson's Chocolate, which says here, 3 generations of chocolatiers established in 1946. It's a malt beverage brewed with cocoa. So they actually have chocolate in it. I looked it up online. They actually add chocolate nibs at one point and then cocoa powder at another point. It is 5.9% ABV, and they did a lot of. I saw a lot of buzz about this when they were brewing it, saying it's coming. We're going to see it. Thomas Hooker Brewery is probably 15 miles from my house. They have a great tasting there Friday nights, every other first and third Friday of the month. You can go down and try all their beers. So, been there before, probably do it again, especially when the weather gets a little nicer. Let's go ahead and give it a crack and see what we got. As always, if you like our reviews, please subscribe. Look us up at our website, www.amazingbeerdrinkingman.com. Looks like a typical stout, very dark. Extremely dark head on it, a dark brown, dark tan head, about a finger and a half, and it's just, can't really see a thing looking at my different lights here. It is as dark as, well, yeah, maybe right on the very edge I might get a little bit of color on it, but it's what you'd expect. That's what a stout's going to be. And yes, you can definitely smell the cocoa. I mean, it doesn't smell like chocolate, it smells like cocoa. If you ever bake and you open up the tin of cocoa powder, that's what you're smelling. And just a hint of the malt in the background. Yeah, almost like when you're drinking that. My first aroma is just an overpowering cocoa flavor. But then the after aroma or second hint is the malt. It's probably chocolate malt and some other roasted malts. Actually, they do a good job on their website of saying what the malts are, so I'll post it underneath. And actually, I don't know even if you can explain this, but you almost feel that rich, creamy flavor coming through too, which makes me want to taste it. So let's dive in. Oh, it's definitely chocolate. It is definitely chocolate. I mean, this one is amazingly like the aroma. A lot of times, a lot of beers we've tried here, and we're saying, oh, the aroma is one thing and the taste is totally different. Sometimes you don't even pick up from the aroma what you're going to get in a taste. But the first taste you get is cocoa powder. It's not sweet, it's not like a Hershey bar, but it's, again, the way I described it on the aroma is that same. You pick it up and you get the cocoa powder. When you cook it and you open it up the tin of cocoa powder, and then in the background, in the aftertaste, you get the chocolate nib, which is a bitter chocolate, and that's exactly what you taste. And then at the very end, there's a little bit of a hop bitterness, not a lot. We got Fuggles and Goldings hops in this, which are not real bitter hops. And this is going to be a specialty beer. I'm not sure how I'm going to rate it. In the middle, I do get a little bit of the malt, the roasted malt. And it's very, very thick and smooth too, very creamy. I'm not sure where Hooker sells to, but if you can get this, I would say give it a try. It's a great dessert beer. If I was rating it as a dessert beer, I'd probably give it a 5 cap. as an everyday drinking beer, nothing wrong with it. It's just not what I sit down and think of what I want for a beer. You know, I tend to, even though I'm loving IPAs and double IPAs now, I still a lot of times when I sit down and think about a beer, it's going to be a typical lager pilsner. That's kind of my go-to beer. That's what I was brought up on. But in restaurants, a lot of times if I go to a brew pub, if I go down to City Steam, I go up to the Northampton Brewery, and I'll have a couple of beers with dinner, maybe an IPA or Saison, whatever they have on tap. What I usually have for my dessert is whatever they have for their stout or their porter at the time. This is a tremendous, tremendous dessert beer. So like I said, for a dessert beer, we're going to give it 5 caps out of 6 on my 6-cap rating system. As a drinking beer, it doesn't really apply. That's not what it's designed to do. So, plus you get a lot of gas from it too. So until next time, this is the Amazing Beer Drinking Man.